Begin there, and there's 10 MP3 players. They're split between Dutch and English, so we'll have to take turns. The whole piece is actually 45 to 50 minutes long. It's a story, and it's a sound work that takes the form both of an audio guide and also of a book on tape. Let's say it's an audio guide without any set itinerary for where you can walk. A handmade landmass surrounded by an artificial lava flow. How do you find your way into a place? I've been asking myself that for months now, since the first time I came here. Basically, I had made a lot of work in the past about ephemeral islands and territories that form and disappear, but of a volcanic nature. And they thought I would be interested in this site as a starting point for a project for thinking about Maasvlakte 2 as a new island and a newly generated landmass, but with a starting point of finding, let's say, artificial geological phenomena in the area. So this was one area that was a spark point, and then another area was the two huge columns of smoke in the background, which also reminded me very much of what they call the lava entry ocean points in Hawaii. It's where lava is flowing into the ocean all the time to make totally new land. So it's kind of like cousins of what's happening out in the water here. I came for a site visit and I met with coastal morphologist, a geologist, a marine archaeologist, a landmass reclamation specialist, and talked to them very, very casually about how they felt about the new land that was being made and different ways of understanding the idea of a newly forming landmass. At the same time, I invited one of the volcanologists that I've been working with in Lancaster on another related project to analyze this lava flow and this area and also the new landmass that's forming with a sort of leap of faith of coming to it, imagining that he would analyze the phenomena as if they were naturally occurring, even though we all knew that they were fake or they were artificial. In the end, he had to go to Iceland for field work. So then I said to him, well, what would happen if you gave me a set of geological field tasks to carry out for you? I did your research or your field research for you, and then I sent it off to you. So he gave me a huge list of tasks, including gathering specimens, photographing the flow and different areas from very particular angles, and then also doing a really close analysis of describing everything that I saw in these sort of artificial lava flows. And I did that, and then I wrote him a very formal letter about it, sent all of the samples off, and then thought at the same time to counterbalance it, I invited him to carry out field work for me when he was in Iceland. So I asked him to keep a geological dream and daydream diary for the duration of his field work, and he ended up keeping a really beautiful log, and part of that features in the story. When I looked inside these fractures, I got a glimpse of a shinier, darker lava within. The exquisite folding on the top surface of the lava suggests that it oozed and flowed in a very similar way to Pahoehoe lava. Given the extreme thinness of the lava, its viscosity was probably very low, far lower than most known lava flows. The piece is trying to explore the philosophical implications and the resonance of what this kind of place means, and what this place means in relation to territories that already exist or also are forming. Like, not that long ago, just in this past March, there's a new volcanic island that formed off the coast of Tonga. And actually, if you see photographs of this landmass forming, if you're slightly out of frame and you watch the rainbowing effect when the sand is being spit into the water, and you were to frame that and also at the same time look at the footage of Tonga forming, you really could think they were the same thing, but they're on a very profound level entirely different. And let's say finding what the resonance of the function of these places and what they will mean has also been a real part of the development of this project, finding a personal way into understanding it. This is an island in its infancy. Before the time it became an island of economy, there were seals, gulls, all colonizing. Soon it will look like it's always been there, and as it's built upon, it will really look like it's been in place for a long time. So actually, kind of, let's say, adding a sort of strata or a different layer of experience into what people are looking at and what they're hearing in terms of the past of this place, maybe that's a point that the story starts to resonate as well.